Hey everybody, welcome back to Wiki Geek Sports. This is Power Play, and we're joined, as always, by Chris Uminski for the final time this season. Chris, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. So yeah, obviously, you're not the biggest Lightning fan in the world. Is that fair to say?
Um, yeah, that's a fair assessment of the situation.
Yeah. So obviously, the Avalanche beat the Lightning 4-2 to capture the first Stanley Cup since what 2001. Like,
Yes.
oh my goodness. So pretty big stuff. Chris, what'd you see out there?
Well, it was a fantastic series. For the second year in a row now, I've predicted the outcome and number of games.
Very nice,
So,
very nice.
wicked
Not
good
to
sports.
brag, Wicked Good Sports, yeah, we're on it.
Um, I saw a lot of great gameplay from the Avalanche. They proved once and for all that they were the best team this year. A lot of people were saying, "Oh man, the Lightning are probably going to repeat," and then they get to the final, and we're all like, "Oh shit." But I was saying, no, the Avalanche are one of the best teams in the league. The only regular season team I think might have been better than them was the Panthers,
Mhm.
but they blew it.
They blew it. Yeah, they blew it to the Lightning, and then the Avalanche, they did not blow it. I mean, I feel like we were pretty early on the Avalanche. I think about halfway through the season, we talked about them being the team to beat coming out of the West, and turns out they were the team to beat,
Yeah.
period. Um, what do you think, like, well, I guess, how have they developed this team? Where did they come from? Was this a surprise that the Avalanche were this good coming into the season, or did you guys, you guys, hockey experts, kind of think that the Avalanche had a chance to be this good coming into the season?
Well, over the last few years, Colorado has just been getting better and better. The way that they've built around their offense. Nathan
Mm-hmm.
McKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog have always been two of the top offensive players in the league,
Mm-hmm.
and they add on to that with Kel McCarr back in 2020, and adding that piece on defense, I think, is what they were missing.
Mm-hmm.
The for the entire time, and they have proven that can build a good team and have success and slay the giant.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, hats off to them. In this series, what did they do to, like, kind of throw the Lightning off? And, I mean, win pretty convincingly 4-2.
Oh, it was definitely just using that high-powered offense. I could talk about their offense all day. They have the best offense in the NHL. There's really no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, with those couple guys I said leading the charge too. And they just made Andrei Vasilevsky look like an average goalie
Mm-hmm.
some nights, and you know the way I talk about him.
Yes. Would you say that was, like, the biggest surprise from Tampa Bay that you saw? Was that he played so poorly?
Oh yeah, yeah. Nobody. It is very strange to see Andrei Vasilevsky have a bad game,
Mm-hmm.
and that he had more than one in this series alone. It really
Yeah.
shows that the Avs had his number.
Yeah, I mean, that 7-0 game really stood out earlier. But yeah, it seems consistently they were able to take advantage of him. So I guess what does this mean for the Lightning going forward? Obviously, it sucks to lose a cup, but they won the previous two, so that's not too bad. Where do you see them headed?
Nobody's had for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. There really isn't that much they have to do in the off season. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they might be the perfect team,
Mm-hmm.
for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as the strength of their players and just the overall team chemistry. The biggest thing they're going to have to address, though, are injuries. I saw an injury report, must have been either late last night or this morning, that just said like how many injuries that the Lightning were dealing with, and some of these players who played in the series are dealing with some like pretty serious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like frankly, it's a miracle I think that they were able to play at all.
Right. Yeah. and so that probably contributed really to this 4-2 outcome.
Yeah, I mean, like we're looking at um, Bellemare went into the playoffs with an MCL injury. Brandon Hagel had fractured his foot in the middle of it, and all these guys came back for the final. Corey Perry tore his, had a shoulder sprain. So did Anthony Cirelli and Nick Paul. Nikita Kucherov had an MCL sprain too. I could just go on and on and on. All these injuries that they were dealing with.
So basically, what you're saying, provided all the rehabbing goes well, they should be well situated to make another run at it.
Oh yeah, I think so. If I could equate them to another team, they are the Patriots of the NHL. You can never. They're always going to be good. You can never count them out, even when you think that you can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Well, how about for the Avalanche, though? What do you expect out of them going forward? Obviously, right now they're the best team in the league, but do you think they can sustain this for a few years?
Oh, I absolutely think they can. I mean, they've sort of been building this momentum for the last 3 or 4 years leading up to this. So, I mean, if they don't just plateau right here, which is horrible for them for now, I expect them to just keep building. The one area I think they could improve on is goaltending. Darcy Kemper's fine, but he was the backup for most of the year. He's fine, but I think they could definitely find somebody stronger than him.
Right. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what they decide to do there. Interesting note that you sent over. The Avalanche potentially set a record for damaging the cup. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh, my. Yeah, so this is why we can't have nice things.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Last year, the cup got broken in two.
This one wasn't as bad, I think.
Well, it's the same type of it's a pretty sizable dent, but it's in like the bottom ring of the Stanley Cup, not the top part, like what the Lightning did to it last year. That's why they lost.
Yes.
But yeah, Nick Kubel was handed the cup right before they were going to take their team photo. He didn't quite have it, and he dropped it on the ice, and there's a pretty sizable dent in it.
Yeah, not great. No. But I mean, I think funny, and
it's good for the meme.
Has it been fixed yet, or is it still dented while these players are?
I believe it is. I know that it's on sort of its like world tour right now with the players. I don't know if they've had a chance to fix it yet.
Yep.
Maybe they were able to like buff out that dent. I don't know.
Just get a hammer in there. Just get it back out there. It'll be fine. I think it adds character to especially a hockey trophy to have it busted.
Yeah. This is not the worst thing the cup has seen.
Oh, absolutely not. So I mean, that's obviously one of my favorite parts is seeing what the players end up doing with the cup on their day that they get to hang out with it. I think that's a really fun tradition that the NHL does. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
Absolutely. So, I mean, anything else on the series that you want to touch on that we haven't gotten to?
Well, there is another item of note.
Okay.
And that is, no matter who won this series, a record is going to be set.
Okay.
It's either going to be the Lightning winning a third cup in a row, which I think has only ever happened one other time.
Okay.
The Red Wings may have done it a few years ago. But then if the Avalanche had won, so this player, his name's Corey Perry. He was a member of the 2020 Dallas Stars and the 2021 Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
And a member of the 2022 Tampa Bay Lightning. Do you know what all three of those teams have in common?
I believe they all lost.
They all lost in the final.
That sucks. Holy shit, that sucks.
Corey Perry is actually the first player in NHL history to lose in 3 consecutive cup finals.
For 3 different teams, no less.
For 3 different teams, yeah.
That's an insane record, right?
Yeah, it is. And again, it's great for the memes.
Yeah, no, of course. It's so good, but Holy hell, that is rough. Has he ever won a cup?
Oh yes, yeah, he's won a
Okay. All right, that makes it actually funnier because you can like laugh and be like, oh, what a weird thing. If he had never won a cup, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I mean it's been a while, but he has his name on there once, I think.
Hey, that's all that really matters. You're in the halls of the NHL gods at that point. So everything else is whatever. That's so funny. So hey, is he on a 1 year deal or is he sticking around?
Actually, he is on a 1 year.
Yes,
he is on
all
a
right,
1 year
perfect.
deal.
So whoever he goes to next year.
Yeah, I've already seen the joke that the Tampa Bay Lightning are not going to be re-signing him.
Yeah, well, anybody like they got away like maybe a really bad team will be like, well, if we get to the finals, that's a win in itself. Like the Canadians,
Or the Arizona Coyotes.
Mm-hmm. Hey, maybe. I mean, look at the Canadians. They sucked this year, but they were in the Cup Finals last year. So maybe he was the magic that propelled them to this.
That would also be hilarious.
Yes. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously, like you said, we'll root for the Coyotes just because that's the funniest team to potentially go on a run to the Stanley Cup final. But especially playing, they're still going to be playing at the University of Arizona next season, right?
Yeah, Arizona State. Yeah.
Arizona State. Yeah, different.
For now.
Yeah. The University of Arizona is like, how dare you associate us with the Coyotes?
Well, I mean, they didn't want Arizona State didn't want the Coyotes logo on their ice, which we've already been over that.
Hilarious. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll pay attention to where he goes very closely. All right, Chris. Anything else you want to talk about?
I guess just I need to stand Cale Makar a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He won in his last year before going to the show. He was the NCAA Player of the Year with UMass.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won Rookie of the Year his first year of the Calder Trophy.
Mm-hmm.
This year he has won the Norris Trophy, which is the top defenseman, and the Conn Smythe, which is Stanley Cup MVP. I love Cale Makar. You'll be seeing me one of these days either with his shirt right next to my Marchand jersey in my regular background, or I'll be wearing it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point, like he's already like a top 1% like hockey player in like the world.
He's unreal. He's only in his second year.
Yeah. He's already accomplished so much. That's what I kind of meant. Like, obviously he's very talented, but in terms of accomplishments, I feel like already he's done better than 99% of players do in their entire career.
Oh, yeah. And, like, we haven't seen a defenseman enter the league this hot, honestly. I think if I had to compare him to somebody, it would be number 4, Bobby Orr.
All right. Hey, that's a good comparison.
I think there's a lot of potential for Cale Makar to be on that level.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I mean, good for him, obviously, from UMass, so we're going to root for him. That goes without saying, and it's exciting. It's always fun when a young, guy comes in and, like, tears it up.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is the way it was when Sidney Crosby came into the league, especially when Connor McDavid came in, David Pastrnak, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always fun to see, so, yeah, congratulations to the Avalanche. Enjoy the off-season. All the Avalanche fans, enjoy it. Bask in it. We almost had it with the Celtics here. I wish that we could be basking in an NBA final, but, whatever. We're going into the football season with high hopes. We'll see what happens.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right, Chris, where can they find you online?
You can get me the best places on Twitter. That's Chris_Uminski. Always tweeting hockey stuff. I also have you can join the mission, you can join the movement at Whalers Revival. We're going to bring the Whalers back to Hartford.
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen.
And lastly, I finally put up something new. I put up my little tribute to the Avalanche on my TikTok, which is Chris Uminski.
I saw that last night. I gave it a like, made sure to. So yeah, go follow Chris on all those platforms. Get us the Whalers back. Blow up his TikTok and Twitter. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at the fake BMAR. This BMAR. Our channel is on Twitter at Wicked Good Sport or WG Everything. It's on Instagram, Wicked Good Everything, Twitch at twitch.tv/Wicked Good Everything, and on TikTok. Search Wicked Good Sports. Search Wicked Good Everything. Chris, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We'll see you all in the next one.